Hello everyone, this is Joel Davis with YouAreTheBroker.com, helping you to build a highly effective and highly profitable broker business. Well, here we are officially in the month of March. We are in the second month of this secret launch. So our secret launch is going to go all the way until June 30th. As of July 1st, we go into our exclusive launch where you don't have to worry about hearing from me much anymore, because at that point in time, our legal team is going to be offering the YouAreTheBroker.com training system exclusively to their franchisees and some of the businesses affiliated with all of their contacts and networks. And then I believe it's in the month of October is when we launch our public launch, where you'll start to see YouAreTheBroker.com all over Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, blah, 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 all those social media advertising sites that their marketing department is going to take care of. So if you have not yet taken advantage of this opportunity, I encourage you to do it now. And keep in mind, if you are, I know that June 30th, when we close this secret launch, which is again geared specifically to you, those of you in the $1 Million transportation community. So June 30th may seem like a long way off, but remember, we have people signing up all the time, which is awesome. Congratulations to all of our new licensees. I'll talk more about that in a second. But June 30th is going to come pretty quick. Number one. Number two, the price point goes up each month. So we're now in the month of March, so the enrollment investment has gone up slightly from what it was in the month of February. So make sure that you send the appropriate amount, or the legal department is just going to send it right back to you. So a couple of quick notes in corresponding with Tom and Lindsay and Dan and Dawn and Charlie and everybody. A couple of quick notes. Again, congratulations to all of our licensees. Awesome. Many of you have already been in contact with our regional directors. You're already working with them, getting incorporated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's awesome. As I mentioned in previous videos, if you haven't done so yet, if you're already a licensee, I encourage you to form a new business entity. The reason is simple. If you're already in the home care or NEMT business, and at some point in time in the future you plan on selling that, I don't want you to have your broker business in the same business entity. That would be commingling and too hard. Come up with a completely different legal entity, whether probably an LLC or an S Corp. Not only is it going to be easier for you if you sell one of the businesses, that way there's no commingling of the funds. Plus, again, this business is you have to completely change your mindset versus NEMT. This broker business is a completely different business. The structure itself, the target market is huge. The target market is huge. We'll talk about that in a second. But also for marketing endeavors, you want to make sure that you have a separate entity. So key point from our legal, make sure that once you incorporate or you form your new business entity, send us either the letter you're going to get from the IRS, which will show your legal name, or just a copy of your articles of incorporation being approved, not just the application, because typically when you're incorporating, they make you submit your primary choice and then a secondary choice if that name's already taken. So send us, you can either email it to us, or Lindsay, or you could mail it directly. If you're already in correspondence with your regional director, just email it to him, he'll get it to us. Make sure that you get us a copy of that. We don't need the whole thing, so if there's multiple pages, we just need something saying you're approved, because that's when the developers from Fetch Mazzo, they need that legal name, because they use that to help create your and customize and prepare your specific Fetch Mazzo account. So we do need that for the Fetch Mazzo developers. Second point from Lindsay, make sure you send the correct amount. So if in the month of February you started to go through the application process and you're dragging your feet, we're in the month of March, the price has gone up. So make sure you send the appropriate amount. Again, I want all of you to join, because this is a great opportunity, not only for me. I've made a lot of money with my broker business and we're continuing to grow. This is going to be an exceptionally great and revolutionary opportunity for you. And you can say, Joel, you're hard selling me. If you think I'm hard selling you, don't waste your time. What I want you to do is, like I've said before, read the tea leaves. And I know that sounds pagan, but read the tea leaves. What does the future hold? What does the future hold? I've sent out a lot of different little snippets of videos just to further underscore what is the future. And we've talked about it. There's a lot of paratransit providers that I work with that are scared crapless because of how a lot of these metro areas are changing all of their dynamics due to technology. So there's a lot of paratransit companies that are scared crapless right now, and a lot of NEMT. We talk to NEMT providers all the time, especially those who are so heavily invested to ambulatory. You are on borrowed time. You are on borrowed time. You have a shelf life, especially if you're heavily invested into ambulatory NEMT. You are going to be replaced. Look what the brokers themselves are doing. The brokers right now are so heavily invested into partnering with the rideshare companies, with a lot of the car manufacturers who are going driverless cars. So you may have a great business right now making great revenue on each leg of your trip, but guess what? They are behind your back. They are already partnering with companies who are investing in the technology to replace you. Uber is going to replace all their US cars, drivers by 2025 with driverless cars, and worldwide their goal is to replace all their worldwide cars and drivers with driverless cars. So they may love you now and they may have the best technology now, and you may think you're building a great business now, but they're slowly working behind your back to replace you. Fact. So you need to grow and diversify your business and leverage the technology to your advantage, which is what you're going to be doing with youarethebroker.com. You're going to be leveraging technology through the Fetch Mazzo platform, which is kicking butt and taking names. So send the correct amount. 2-year tax returns. We've had some people who've complained about the 2 years tax returns. Listen, if this was just Joel Davis and you and I, we got a great relationship and I could be much more flexible because I've worked with so many of you. This is not just about me. As I mentioned before in previous videos, part of this deal is when I partner with this legal team, because this legal team, they work with franchise companies, big franchise companies, the McDonald's, they represent people who own the Wendy's and the Burger Kings and the Pizza Huts and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so they are exposed to a whole different element outside of NEMT. That's why this thing is going to continue to grow. So if you don't come on board now, you're going to miss out, because we've already had some people. We've had, I know we had one person we had to, we're trying to work with in a different area because they are in one of the counties where, one of the zip codes where I make a lot of money. So I'm not giving up my business because my broker business is continuing to grow. I got great regional directors. I got a million great contractors. I'm not giving up my business because I'm making great money and great margin. Last year we made just pennies above 29% profit margin. I mean, why would I give that up? I'm making great money, and for me it's becoming more and more passive because we're continuing to grow and grow in more areas. Regional directors are doing a great job managing. My independent operators and contractors are continuing to do an exceptional job. Why would I possibly give that up? So we have had one issue where someone is in a very good market that I'm in, so I'm not going to give that up. So we're trying to work with them in a different area. We did I think we've had 1 or 2 issues where we've had 2 applicants in the same zip code. So that's been an issue, and I'm almost positive it was 2, and both of them went to the attorneys decided on who they thought was the better applicant, who had more experience, who demonstrated that they can scale their business better and generate more revenue. That's one reason why you have to submit 2 years of tax returns. So everyone who's complaining about that, I apologize. Now, one important note, if you don't have 2 years of tax returns for your NEMT, but let's say we've had some people who are coming from the home care industry, at the end of the day, it's fine. Whatever tax returns you have that demonstrated your successful growth, they'll take. That's great. Want to reiterate, you are not a contractor. I'm just reading through my notes here so I don't forget anything. You are not a contractor. I want to underscore. You are not a contractor. Some of our new licensees right now, we have licensees who jumped on this from the very beginning, and they're already laying the foundation. They're doing a great job. They're already incorporating. Our regional directors are already in touch with them, already in contact with them. Carl and Adam, the guys who are going to help you set up the gateway to integrate with the Fetch Mazzo so you can accept credit cards online and over the phone and automate your entire system. They're already in contact with a bunch of licensees. So some of our licensees are already making their plans in multiple areas. So let me underscore. Even though we were only accepting one licensee per zip code, you could build your business in multiple areas. I operate in 5 states. The reason why we are only issuing up to one licensee per zip code is not because we want to limit your growth or where you can operate. You could operate anywhere. The reason is because we are going to limit the number of users. That's why this is a higher price point. That's why the annual subscription for Fetch Mazzo is a higher price point, because of the exclusivity. We want, as bad as it sounds, we want as many users as we can have. But at the same time, we are limiting the number of users to protect our existing licensees. So again, when it comes to NEMT and home care, I've literally been retained and worked with multiple providers, not only in the same area. There's been instances where I've worked with competitors almost on the same street. They've retained me, I've worked with them, I've helped them, they've studied my material. I obviously don't share information out of confidentiality purposes, but at the same time, I've worked with many people in the same city, in the same area. But when it comes to youarethebroker.com, we are not doing that. We want exclusive opportunity. We want to do everything we possibly can to create greater opportunity for each of our licensees. So it's not about limiting where you can grow or start your business. You can operate your business anywhere like I do, but we are limiting the number of users. That's why we are only issuing up to one licensee per zip code. So keep that in mind. So again, this is all the reason why, again, I encourage you to get involved now, because especially come July 1, I mean, this legal team, they're great people. I love them. They've done a great job. We started our discussions with them in Pittsburgh of early last year when we had our initial discussions to put this entire system together and how we were going to do it. So that's why I don't have a higher degree of flexibility personally to work with some of you in terms of, giving you a better price break or anything like that. That this is a formalized structure that that right now, if you're part of our community, come in now, because at the end of June 30th, come July 1, all of their franchisees, which are all over the Northeast, Midwest, I know they have some in the Southeast, I know they have some on the West Coast, but I'm not sure which franchises those are. That's when they're going to offer them to all. They're going to offer the youarethebroker.com to all of them and whoever else they have in their network and stuff that I don't know about. Regional directors are going to contact you. If you're a licensee, you have probably already been contacted. I know that we had some people that signed up just recently. So if you haven't heard from a regional director, stand by. You're going to hear from one of our regional directors very soon. Again, our regional directors, each one of them has been or continues to be a contractor. They may not be going out right now and doing actual independent work orders themselves because they're managing multiple independent contractors for us. But rest assured, each regional director who contacts you is well skilled in being a contractor. So if you don't have any prior experience in being a contractor, doing deliveries or express moves or any of the other sources of revenue that we're going to share in the youarethebroker.com system, do not worry. You're going to love my RDs, my regional directors. I have sat down and met with them personally several times, had 1,000,001 conversations. We've had multiple conference calls, Skypes, FaceTime, emails, all that kind of stuff, to make sure that they are well aware of what they're doing and their expectations in serving you. So if you don't have prior experience in working with independent contractors who are doing deliveries and express moves and some of the other sources of revenue we're going to be teaching you, don't worry. These guys not only have done it themselves, they continue to work and manage other contractors. So they are well adept at what they're doing. They're awesome. Again, Carl or Adam is going to be contacting you for your merchant account. Setting it up isn't hard. It's not complicated. But hey, if you can get help, make sure you dot all the I's and cross all the T's and get it right the first time. Why would you not do it? So those guys are going to be in contact with you. If you're a licensee, you may have already heard from one of those guys as well. And again, I'll reiterate, look to the future. Look to the future. Technology is awesome, and I'm all for it. I'm loving it. I love technology. But what does the future hold? And you know, I've been in the NEMT business since 2000. I've been working with home care providers since about 2006, 2007-ish. So I know the home care industry, but like the back of my hand. So again, but what is the future with technology? What is it ushering in? How are things changing? How is the opportunity continuing to grow and expand? So again, if you're going to, if you're already in the NEMT business, I encourage you to transition your business and invest heavily into the wheelchair and the stretchers / gurneys, because that's a greater degree of safety zone and obviously a greater degree of profit margin. Because your ambulatory work, a lot of it is going to be given out to technology, number one. And then number two, what is big right now? The deliveries are big. I mean, there's so many different delivery platforms, but understand the difference between what we're doing with the youarethebroker.com is we're not doing these nickel and dime deliveries that are going to be flown in by drones from Amazon or, delivering a pizza or something like that. In 2017, my average delivery work order was $101.36. So that's just pennies above $100. Our express moves was, our average was $398 and I believe 74 cents. I could be wrong on the cents, but it's pennies below 400 because our express moves are just that, express. They're designed to, they're that underserved market. And then again, there's going to be other sources of revenue. If you're a licensee, you've already started to see it, and there's going to be more coming. Here's what's awesome about it. You are not an independent contractor. You are a broker. You make deals. You bring people together. You create opportunity. You solve problems. But here's what's awesome, and I've mentioned this in previous videos. One of the key differences between having employees and independent contractors, yeah, there might be some lazy independent contractors, but they're going to fade themselves out. You're not going to use them. You're going to use the best of the best. One thing you'll find about independent contractors is they literally have their own business or their own service. Their biggest problem is they don't know how to scale it. That's where you, the established entrepreneur, the visionary, the deal maker, that's where you are going to help them build their business. Again, I got people making $3,000 and $4,000 a week. So for them to be making $10,000, $11,000, $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a month, they are on cloud 9. They push business our way. But again, here's what you're going to find. Where a lot of employees will just punch the time clock, and they may be great people. I don't begrudge them or take anything away from them. A lot of them are going to punch the time clock. Show up at 8, leave at 5. Show up at 7, leave at 4. Whatever. They do their time. The independent contractors will, especially the motivated ones who you are continuing to drive more revenue and opportunity, they are going to, a good one is going to become hungrier and hungrier. If you show them how to make $10,000 a month, they're going to want to find a way to make $20,000 a month. They are going to bring opportunities to you. They are going to realize that you are the platform for them to making bigger moves, taking bigger steps, and making larger profit margin. That's where, again, I literally started my broker business with the deliveries with the goal to get to express moves. The irony is last year in 2017, our revenue for deliveries was 35%. Our express moves revenue was 29%. So here it is, my vision was to go in heavy on the moves, and yet here it is, my deliveries exceeded that in terms of revenue. So, and then we have 3 other sources of revenue where we've been making a lot of money, 22%, 11%, and 3%. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but I could show you on my P&L statement, that's a lot of money. That 3%, just that 3% was a lot of money, which further motivates me. I'm going to blow that up. So when you get your big packet, you're going to get a big box in the mail. It's going to have a bunch of DVDs. It's going to have 8 discs all together. One of those discs is going to be the marketing and advertising. And you're going to specifically see, you're going to watch that marketing and advertising, as well as you're going to see inside the folder you're going to get, there's going to be actual copies of some of our marketing material, some of the marketing material that we're using right now in the month of March of 2018. This is marketing material that our contractors are promoting and giving out to the stores, the independent customers, for services that we obviously are rendering. That because, hey, if I'm making 3% and that 3% is adding up to tens and tens of thousands of dollars, I'm going to grow that. I'm going to build that. So next year, again, I'm into my 6th year of this business, but as I mentioned before, I really look at this as my 3rd or 4th year because those first couple years we had to figure things out. So let's say I'm in my 3rd or 4th year now. Next year, next year I'm going to make which would be obviously 2018. I guarantee you my statistics are going to be, number one, I will have generated even greater revenue because we're going into new areas. Number two, I'm very excited to see where we're going to be in terms of our percentage because I'm pushing hard to build the other sources of revenue that are yielding that last year were 22, 11, and 3%. I could be wrong a little bit because I don't have my numbers in front of me. But I'm actively working to grow and develop those. Why would I not? Those are tens of thousands of dollars just for the 3%. So why wouldn't I blow that up? Anyways, long story short, you're going to learn all that stuff when you get your big box in the mail and then you start working with our regional directors. So I encourage you, if you have not yet taken advantage, do it now. Do it now because we're already in the month of March, April, May, June. You say, oh man, that's a long ways away. If someone's already in your zip code, we're not going to have a second licensee in your zip code, number one. If you want to wait and continue to pay more, because each month the price is going to go up a little bit, and I know, Joel, you're hard selling me. Joel, you're trying to take advantage of me. This is not about me. I'm just telling you, I'm not working with you directly on this. I'm not negotiating prices. I have a legal agreement with my legal team. That's just the way it is. They're the experts for marketing with franchisees and all that kind of stuff. They're the pros. How long have I been saying, let the pros do what the pros do best? So I don't have room. I don't have wiggle room for that. I'm not even the person to decide. I do not even decide who gets approved and who gets denied. When I made that agreement with them, they saw the opportunity. They love the system. They could take this to the next level. That's exactly what we're doing. And wait till you see what happens in the future as we grow this entire network. Wait till you see what happens. So this is why I partnered with this legal team because they're the real deal. They don't play around. They expedite. They are well connected. They've been in business. I think their agency's been around for like 40 years or something like that. I don't know. Long time. Either way, take advantage now. Because when you do take advantage, I'm going to see you at the top.